Welcome. So, you've clicked on this video because you aspire to be confident. But before we delve into that, I have a profound question for you, one I truly want you to answer, not for my benefit, but for your own. Why should you strive for confidence? Seriously, pause and reflect. Why? What tangible difference would it make in your life if you embrace confidence, or chose to remain as you are? Let me be frank. Not everyone achieves confidence. Not everyone genuinely transforms. The vast majority of people remain trapped in the monotonous, lethargic, and fear-driven routines that define their lives, often indefinitely. So, cast an honest gaze upon your current existence. What do you see? Be brutally honest with yourself. Perhaps you spend the bulk of your time secluded indoors. You endlessly scroll through social media feeds. You neglect to read books. You rarely seek out new knowledge or skills each day. You avoid conversations with strangers. You never confront your fears. You cling to your comfort zone as if it were your permanent sanctuary. And when you observe those who are undeniably thriving, the elite athletes, the visionary business leaders, the captivating speakers, the innovative creators, the truly confident individuals, you might mistakenly believe they are simply lucky. You might assume they were born with an innate advantage. But no, they aren't merely fortunate. They are disciplined. They set ambitious goals. They operate with clear structure. They relentlessly push themselves every single day, even when motivation wanes. They don't succumb to excuses like, "I'm tired," or "I'm not in the mood," because, frankly, your feelings can be deceitful. Your emotions crave comfort. Your instincts yearn for the path of least resistance. Yet, success, genuine confidence, and meaningful growth emerge only when you learn to disregard fleeting feelings and commit to what must be done. Your feelings will not sculpt you into a formidable athlete. Your feelings will not forge you into a successful entrepreneur. Your feelings won't empower you to command a stage, address a crowd, or lead a team effectively. You need to consciously dial down your emotions and amplify your discipline. And that, precisely, is the essence of this video. Today, we're embarking on a journey to fundamentally rewire your brain. We're going to equip you with real, practical, and powerful tools designed to cultivate unwavering confidence. Not at some vague point in the future, but starting right here, right now. But only if you are truly serious about change. So, if your intention is merely to passively watch, this video isn't for you. However, if you're genuinely committed to transformation, if you're weary of feeling stuck, fearful, shy, silent, or invisible, then commit to staying with me until the very end. And here's an important bonus. This video will also significantly enhance your English proficiency. Yes, truly. As you attentively absorb every word, your brain is undergoing vital training. You're actively refining your listening comprehension, deepening your understanding, expanding your vocabulary, and sharpening your pronunciation. So, if you're serious about not only becoming confident but also fluent in English, consider this your perfect practice ground. 2 powerful goals, 1 impactful video. Confidence plus English improvement. So, remain with me until the conclusion. You are on the brink of profound growth in every conceivable way. Let's begin. Set daily goals and achieve them. Let's establish our foundation here. Confidence isn't a mystical treasure you unearth in a book, a fleeting video, or within an inspiring quote. True confidence is something you diligently earn through consistent action. So, here's your very first mission. Set achievable daily goals and commit to completing them every single day. Now, don't confuse this with an overwhelming, endless to-do list or wildly unrealistic plans. I'm not suggesting you meticulously craft 20 goals only to achieve none. Instead, begin with tasks that are small in scope yet powerful in impact. For example, wake up at 6 a.m. Read 5 pages of a book. Write 3 sentences in English. Exercise for 10 minutes. Initiate a conversation with 1 new person. That's it. These may not seem like monumental goals, but they are crucial for building momentum. And it is this very momentum that gradually yet powerfully builds confidence. Why does this matter so deeply? Because every single time you honor a promise you make to yourself, your brain internalizes a critical message: I can trust this person. Conversely, every time you declare you'll do something but fail to follow through, you erode your self-respect. And make no mistake, no sustainable confidence can ever flourish in the absence of self-respect. Consider these scenarios. You decide to drink more water, but you don't. You resolve to stop mindless scrolling, but find yourself scrolling again. You pledge to learn something new, but you skip it. Each instance where you betray your own word, you inadvertently weaken your inner resolve. But every time you see a commitment through, no matter how minor, your inner voice grows progressively stronger and more authoritative. Therefore, each morning set 3 to 5 small, actionable goals and complete them. Do not skip. Do not yield to the thought, I don't feel like it, because feelings don't forge warriors. Discipline does. Develop new skills. Let me share a truth you might not often encounter on other channels. Confidence is not a magical trait. It is, in fact, a direct byproduct of competence. This means, quite simply, that the more skills you acquire, the more profoundly confident you will feel. Think about it logically. If you possess the ability to converse fluently in 2 languages, you carry yourself with a different kind of poise. If you know how to cook a gourmet meal, edit compelling videos, lift challenging weights, articulate your thoughts clearly in English, repair household items, or effectively teach a complex subject, you experience a profound sense of strength. Why? Because your brain is constantly reassuring you, I can survive, I can create, I can solve problems. That, at its core, is what real confidence embodies. The robust ability to navigate and effectively handle the challenges and opportunities of life. So, actively embark on a journey of skill development. Learn the art of public speaking. Cultivate compelling storytelling. Master the craft of cooking. Sharpen your critical thinking abilities. Learn astute money management. Practice the essential skill of saying no when appropriate. And truly learn English as if your life depends on it, because in many crucial ways it does. You don't need to aspire to mastery in every area overnight. Start with one skill that particularly intimidates you and systematically tackle it, bit by bit, every day. Here's a straightforward example. If speaking English fills you with dread, begin by speaking just 1 sentence aloud per day. Record yourself. Listen to your own voice. Identify areas for improvement. That single sentence will gradually expand to 5. 5 sentences will evolve into a minute of fluent speech. A minute will seamlessly transition into a full conversation. And suddenly, one day, you'll reflect and exclaim, wow, I'm genuinely confident now. Not because someone handed you a miraculous pill, but because you meticulously built something tangible within yourself. Get comfortable with the uncomfortable. This particular principle is undeniably challenging, but it is precisely where genuine transformation commences. Most individuals instinctively recoil from pain, shy away from risk, and actively avoid fear. And that, in a nutshell, is precisely why they perpetually remain in a state of arrested development. Listen very carefully. If you exclusively confine yourself to what feels comfortable, you will inevitably achieve nothing more than ordinary, unremarkable results. You must deliberately train yourself to stride boldly into discomfort and declare, let's do this. Are you terrified of speaking in public? Then do it. You might stutter, your hands might shake, you might break out in a sweat, but do it anyway. Are you apprehensive about hitting the gym alone? Go regardless. Do you fear posting your video online for the world to see? Post it. Discomfort is not your adversary. It is, in fact, your vital doorway to exponential growth. And once you rigorously train yourself to embrace and become at ease with being uncomfortable, you will become truly unstoppable. Consider a real-life illustration. There was a man paralyzed by the fear of conversing with strangers. So, he set himself a challenging goal. Engage in conversation with 100 strangers within 30 days. On day 1, he was visibly trembling. By day 30, he was effortlessly joking and networking with CEOs. What profoundly changed? He deliberately walked into the eye of the storm and, in doing so, discovered an unshakable strength within himself. Do you genuinely desire confidence? Then intentionally do something that scares you every single day. Because courage is not an inherent trait. It is a muscle. And the more consistently you exercise it, the stronger and larger it will grow. Work on your posture. This might initially strike you as a remarkably simple piece of advice, but its impact is profoundly powerful. Your body is your primary language, and the very foundation of confidence begins with how you physically carry yourself. Observe the people around you. Most individuals walk with their heads bowed, shoulders slumped, eyes appearing tired and downcast. They don't project self-belief because, fundamentally, they don't possess it. But when you walk with your chest proudly elevated, your back straight, your head held high, and a calm, deliberate breath, you send an unequivocal message to the world. I am here. I belong. I respect myself. And guess what? When your body outwardly displays confidence, your brain begins to internalize and believe that message. Try it right now. Sit or stand upright. Lift your chest slightly. Look forward, not down at your feet. Allow a subtle, gentle smile to grace your lips. Breathe slowly and deeply. Feel that shift? That is your power posture. That is your default setting from this moment forward. Even if you're experiencing internal nervousness, your body will project an aura of calm strength, carrying you through. And as a direct consequence, people will perceive and treat you differently. You won't even need to utter a single word. Your posture alone will articulate a powerful message, declaring, I'm confident. I trust myself. I am ready. Limit social media. You are currently squandering your invaluable life, passively observing others live theirs. Let's engage in some candid, straightforward talk. Social media is systematically eroding your confidence. Yes, I stated it unequivocally. You find yourself scrolling through Instagram, Facebook, YouTube Shorts, TikTok, and Reels for hours on end. And what content are you typically consuming? Flawless faces, sculpted six-pack abs, opulent luxury vacations, and seemingly perfect, unattainable lives. You see a 20-year-old flaunting a Mercedes, and suddenly, a wave of dissatisfaction washes over you, making you resent your own life. You engage in constant, detrimental comparison. You begin to feel inherently not good enough. And guess what? This insidious process absolutely obliterates your self-confidence. Let me unveil a powerful truth. Nobody showcases their authentic, unvarnished life on social media. That seemingly perfect model? She likely snapped 300 pictures to find just one suitable for posting. That influencer flaunting his success? He probably rented that luxury car solely for the video shoot. That couple perpetually smiling in their videos? They likely engaged in a heated argument 10 minutes before hitting record. You are, in essence, comparing the raw, messy, behind-the-scenes footage of your own life with someone else's meticulously curated highlight reel. You are feeding your brain an incessant stream of illusions, and tragically, your brain believes those lies. That is precisely why you struggle to feel confident, and it is why your precious time is being squandered. You spend, on average, 3 to 5 hours every single day watching other people's lives unfold. What if you redirected that same substantial block of time towards actively improving your own life? Imagine reading enriching books, acquiring valuable skills, sculpting your physical body, mastering a new language, refining your public speaking, or launching your own venture. You would become utterly unrecognizable within 6 short months. So, consider this your urgent warning. Drastically cut back on social media. I'm not advocating for a permanent deletion, but rather a conscious, firm control. Limit your usage to, say, 30 minutes a day. Only follow individuals who genuinely educate or inspire you. Leverage social media as a tool for personal growth, not as a platform for self-defeating comparison. You were not born to be a passive observer. You were born to be a creator, a leader, a king. Let go of perfection. Perfection is a potent poison. Listen with utmost attention, for this insidious belief is silently murdering your confidence. You are perpetually delaying action, waiting for some mythical state of perfection before you even begin. You crave perfect English before daring to speak, a flawless body before stepping foot in the gym, an infallible business plan before launching your venture, unshakable confidence before initiating a conversation. And so you wait and you wait and you wait, and absolutely nothing happens. Perfection is a deceitful lie. It simply does not exist. When infants learn to walk, they stumble and fall countless times. Do they patiently wait to become perfectly coordinated walkers before attempting their first steps? No, they fall. They bravely get back up. They fall again. And through this persistent, imperfect process, they eventually learn to walk. You must adopt the identical approach. If your English is imperfect, speak it anyway. If you're terrified to go to the gym, go anyway. If your business idea feels small or undeveloped, start anyway. Confidence is not forged in quiet contemplation. It is painstakingly built through decisive action. Nobody ever became truly confident by sitting alone in a room, paralyzed by the thought, "What if I fail?" Do you genuinely believe that successful individuals are flawless? They are not. They simply possess the unwavering resolve to keep moving forward, even when they feel entirely unprepared. You are probably scared of being judged, laughed at, or embarrassed. Good. Consider that your essential training. That is precisely how you grow. You don't need to be perfect. You simply need to start. Release your grip on perfection. Do it messily. Do it scared. Do it imperfectly. But do it anyway. The world does not inherently respect perfection. It profoundly respects courage. Walk into places like you own the place. Change your body, and you will fundamentally change your brain. Let's get down to serious business. If you genuinely desire to be confident, then you must consciously carry yourself as a confident person would. Walk like it, talk like it, stand like it, breathe like it effectively. Fake it until you become it. Allow me to pose a question. When you typically enter a room, how do you make your entrance? Do you walk with your head down, eyes fixed on the floor, shoulders tense, moving quietly as if you wish no one would notice you? That, my friend, is a significant problem, because your body is unequivocally signaling to your brain, "I am weak," and your brain obediently listens. You consequently feel small, you act small, and inevitably people treat you small. But now imagine this alternative. You walk into a room with your back perfectly straight, your shoulders relaxed and open, your head held high, your gaze directed forward, maintaining a calm, steady breath. You move with a measured pace, not rushing. You visually own the space you enter. You greet people clearly and confidently. You meet their eyes directly. You settle into your seat as if you intrinsically belong there. Even if a tremor of fear still lingers within you, your body is actively transmitting a powerful message of strength and belonging to your brain, and your brain will, in turn, begin to believe it. This is precisely how confidence is constructed, often from the outside in. This isn't about ostentatious display. It's about repeatedly affirming to your own mind, "I am safe. I am powerful. I belong here." If you desire people's respect, you must first respect yourself. Walk like a king. Even if your pockets are empty, walk like you intimately know who you are. That precisely is confidence. Take care of your inner and outer appearance. If you look disheveled, you will, without fail, feel disheveled. Let's be unequivocally honest. When you gaze into the mirror and find dissatisfaction with your reflection, you inevitably struggle to feel confident. How you perceive your own appearance profoundly impacts your sense of self-worth. This isn't about conforming to supermodel standards. It's fundamentally about treating yourself with dignity and respect. Begin with basic hygiene. Shower daily. Apply deodorant. Brush your teeth thoroughly. Trim your nails neatly. Comb your hair. Wear clean clothes. Cultivate a fresh scent. These are seemingly minor actions, yet they meticulously construct a powerful mental image within your mind. I am valuable. I respect myself. Now delve deeper. Consider your clothes. Wear what genuinely makes you feel good. This doesn't necessitate expensive designer attire, but rather clean, well-fitted, and ironed garments. Choose clothes that complement your body shape. Style isn't about financial outlay. It's about conscious effort. Your living space. Keep it meticulously clean. A perpetually messy room is often a direct reflection of a cluttered, disorganized mind. When you take diligent care of your physical environment, you are simultaneously nurturing your inner self. And internally, dedicate effort to your inner appearance as well. Examine your thoughts, your prevailing attitude. Are you harboring feelings of hate, jealousy, or pervasive fear? If so, then no matter how outwardly polished you appear, you will remain inwardly troubled. Practice meditation. Engage in reflective journaling. Speak to yourself with compassion and love. Practice forgiveness towards others. Systematically build mental fortitude within your mind. Read uplifting books. Watch inspiring videos. Vigilantly protect your energy. When you look and feel impeccably clean, and your mind is sharply focused and clear, confidence naturally becomes your default state of being. Push yourself to do things that scare you. You crave confidence? Then cease fleeing from fear. Instead, sprint directly towards it. Fear is not an obstacle. It is a clear indicator of potential growth. The very things that instill the most apprehension within you, public speaking, engaging with strangers, stepping onto a stage, posing a question in class, articulating your opinion, risking rejection, those are precisely the actions you must undertake. If you consistently opt for the path of comfort, you will perpetually remain weak. Confidence blossoms when you consciously declare, "This situation frightens me, and therefore, I absolutely must do it." Imagine two individuals. One perpetually evades fear. The other consistently confronts it head-on. After a year, who do you believe will possess greater confidence? Unquestionably, the second individual. Because each time he confronts a fear, he invariably emerges stronger. You're intimidated by the thought of talking to people? Excellent. Challenge yourself to speak to one stranger today. You're afraid to speak English? Fantastic. Record yourself today and perhaps even share it. You're hesitant to say no? Practice saying no just once today. Do not passively wait for fear to miraculously vanish. It won't. You must actively walk directly through it. That is the crucible in which confidence is forged. Fear is not your adversary. Fear is, in essence, your direct invitation to greatness. Build a new, stronger version of yourself. Become the person you vividly dream of being. Do you feel dissatisfied with your current life? Are you unhappy with your habits, your prevailing attitude, your physical body, your persistent fears, or your current results? Then take decisive action to construct an entirely new version of yourself. Do not procrastinate. Create. You are not condemned to remain the same. You possess the innate capacity to change, not in a single day, but incrementally, one day at a time. You have the power to transform into someone who rises early, consistently exercises, articulates thoughts with clarity, walks with unwavering confidence, genuinely helps others, and actively builds his or her own extraordinary life. You are not stuck. That notion is a deceptive lie. That is the voice of your old self, the lazy, fearful, weak version. But here is the profound truth. You absolutely can construct version 2.0 of yourself. Envision two distinct versions of you. The current you, scared, shy, lazy, perpetually waiting, constantly doubting. And the future you, Powerful, focused, respected, joyful, loved, fearless. Which one do you truly aspire to be? Then, starting today, begin acting like that aspirational person. Take one deliberate step at a time. If you desire confidence, begin dressing like a confident person, speaking like a confident person, thinking like a confident person. You don't passively wait for confidence to arrive. You actively train for it. You are not obligated to remain who you have been. You can become precisely who you decide to be. Version 2.0 is waiting patiently for you, but you must diligently build him or her through consistent daily action. Kill off your weak self and give birth to the confident one. Talk to yourself with love. Be your own staunchest ally, not your most formidable enemy. Let's delve deeper into this. What kind of words typically echo in your mind when you inevitably make a mistake? Do you think, I'm stupid, I'm ugly, I'm not good enough, I'll never be successful? That isn't self-confidence. That is a destructive form of self-abuse. And if you consistently speak to yourself in such a demeaning manner, how can you ever genuinely believe in your own capabilities? Allow me to ask you this. If your younger brother or sister failed an important test, would you harshly tell them, you're a loser, you're useless, just give up? Of course not. You would undoubtedly respond with empathy, saying, it's okay, try again, you're smart, I believe in you. So, why do you withhold that same compassion and encouragement from yourself? Your inner voice is the architect of your inner world. If you relentlessly beat yourself down with negative self-talk, you will never truly rise to your full potential. Confidence fundamentally begins with how you treat your own heart and mind. From this day forward, commit to speaking to yourself with unwavering respect. When you experience a setback, tell yourself, it's okay, I'm still growing and learning. When fear threatens to paralyze you, affirm, I am bigger than this fear. When self-doubt creeps in, declare, I've got this. I believe in me. You are, after all, listening to your own internal monologue throughout the entire day. Ensure that the voice residing within you is a supportive coach, not a destructive critic. Stop trying to prove yourself. You do not need to seek validation from everyone. This particular lesson holds the power to truly liberate you. Most people navigate through life burdened by the desperate need to prove something. To prove they are intelligent, cool, attractive, wealthy, popular, or confident. But why this pervasive need? Because, deep down, they harbor a fundamental disbelief that they are inherently enough. Consequently, they strive to impress others in a futile attempt to feel better about themselves. But here is the undeniable truth. You do not need to prove anything to anyone, ever. You don't need to purchase expensive clothing to project an image of success. You don't need to post every minute detail of your life online to feel seen or validated. You don't need to automatically say yes to every request merely to be liked. And you certainly don't need to offer explanations about your life to people who genuinely don't care. When you embody true confidence, you cease proving and begin living authentically. Let me offer you a vivid analogy. Imagine a majestic lion roaming through the jungle. He doesn't feel the need to roar every 5 minutes to remind everyone that he is the undisputed king. He simply walks, calm, silent, powerful. That, my friend, is you. When you relinquish the need to constantly showcase your value to others, you begin to profoundly feel your own intrinsic worth. And that is precisely when others will naturally start to respect you, not because you loudly demanded it, but because you exuded quiet assurance and self-possession. Remember this profound truth. Confidence is quiet. Insecurity is loud. Choose to be the quiet, powerful force in any room. You don't need to be loud to be truly heard. Understand that life is short. Stop wasting precious time on fear. Now, I genuinely want you to internalize and feel this truth. This existence, this life is inherently temporary. You will not live forever, and neither will I. One day, your name will be uttered for the very last time on this earth. So, the urgent question becomes, how are you actively utilizing your life right now? Are you squandering it by being paralyzed by other people's opinions? Are you frittering it away attempting to please every single person? Are you losing it scrolling endlessly through social media and overthinking every trivial detail? If so, then let me tell you directly, you are wasting the most invaluable asset you possess. Imagine this scenario. You're 80 years old, comfortably settled in a chair, reflecting deeply on the totality of your life. What emotions do you wish to experience in that moment? Pride or gnawing regret? Do you want to lament, I wish I had spoken up. I wish I had relentlessly pursued that dream. I wish I had been far bolder? Or do you aspire to declare, I lived fully. I loved deeply. I fought hard for what I believed in. I spoke my truth unapologetically. I unequivocally became the person I was always meant to be. Your pursuit of confidence isn't merely about achieving a better state today. It is profoundly about constructing a life that you will look back on without a single regret. You are not here on this planet indefinitely. So, stop living as if you possess an unlimited supply of time. Speak your truth. Take your bold shots. Do the hard, uncomfortable things. Become the magnificent person you were truly born to be. Make friends who make you better. Choose your inner circle with extreme deliberation. Let me be unequivocally direct. The individuals you surround yourself with are actively shaping your future. If you habitually associate with people who constantly gossip, complain incessantly, party every single weekend, joke about everything trivial, and laugh dismissively at your aspirations, you will inevitably become just like them. However, if you intentionally seek out and spend time with people who engage in discussions about personal growth, enriching books, physical and mental health, self-respect, business ventures, continuous learning, and profound, meaningful conversations, your confidence will quite simply explode. Your circle serves as a powerful mirror reflecting who you are and who you are becoming. If you consistently find yourself being the most motivated, driven person in your group, then you are, without question, in the wrong group. You desperately need friends who challenge your assumptions, inspire your ambitions, constructively correct your missteps, genuinely support your endeavors, and deeply believe in your potential, not those who secretly revel in your weaknesses. Here's a simple, non-negotiable rule. If you cannot be your authentic, true self around them, then they are not your real friends. You deserve companions who enthusiastically applaud your successes, not those who secretly harbor jealousy. Friends who actively push you to improve, not those who keep you confined to a small, comfortable box. You ultimately become the sum of the people you spend the most time with. So, take a critical look around you. If they aren't actively building you up, they are, by their very presence, breaking you down. Choose wisely, because confidence is undeniably contagious. And so, too, is self-doubt. Stop laughing at jokes that hurt you. Respect yourself above all else. This particular point is subtle, yet it possesses a deadly, corrosive power. Have you ever found yourself in a group where someone made a joke at your expense, perhaps about your height, your appearance, your skin color, your English proficiency, or your clothing, and you instinctively laughed along? You pretended that it was perfectly acceptable. You forced a smile. You desperately wanted to avoid appearing sensitive or easily offended. But deep down, beneath that facade, you felt diminished. You felt a sting of hurt. You felt profoundly insulted. Let me be absolutely clear about this. Every single time you force a laugh at a joke that genuinely hurts you, you're sending a potent message to your own subconscious. I don't matter. This is incredibly dangerous. You are, in essence, actively teaching others precisely how they are permitted to treat you. If you consistently project an image that you're perfectly fine with blatant disrespect, people will, without fail, continue to disrespect you. It's your imperative to educate others on your boundaries and demonstrate your personal standards. So, the next time someone delivers a remark or a joke that clearly crosses the line and makes you uncomfortable, do not laugh. Instead, hold your gaze, look them directly in the eye, and with a calm, unwavering voice states simply, "I didn't find that funny." There's no need for anger, no drama, no elaborate explanation. Just quiet, undeniable power. That precise moment, that deliberate silence, that firm yet peaceful declaration, is the very embodiment of confidence. You aren't required to initiate a fight or resort to shouting. But you are absolutely obligated to stop validating your own pain with a laugh. Because the instant you begin respecting your own feelings and boundaries, you grant others no choice but to respect them as well. Cultivate self-pride and celebrate every win. Make it a fundamental practice to be proud of yourself and to celebrate every victory, regardless of its scale. Understand this deeply. You are not some unfeeling machine. You are a human being, intricately designed with emotions and needs. You require consistent fuel, internal motivation, and, crucially, an abundance of love and affirmation from yourself. The pervasive issue is that far too many individuals reserve their celebrations only for monumental achievements. They neglect to acknowledge themselves for the smaller, yet equally significant, triumphs. Waking up early, successfully resisting a detrimental habit, completing a challenging chapter of a book, or bravely venturing to try something novel. Their internal dialogue often dismisses these as not a big deal. But here's a powerful truth you must internalize. If you perpetually postpone feeling proud until some grand, overarching success materializes, you will inevitably live with an underlying sense of emptiness. Every single small step you take forward is a legitimate victory. Every tiny, conscious effort you expend is a battle won. Each instance where you choose not to quit, where you persist despite difficulty, signifies profound growth. So embrace it. Celebrate it wholeheartedly. Don't stand idly by, waiting for external applause. Be your own most enthusiastic cheerleader. Be the one who confidently declares, "Yes, I am incredibly proud of myself. I didn't give up today. I showed up." Look into your own eyes in the mirror and affirm, "I did better today. I'm still in the fight. I respect the person looking back at me." Do you truly believe a genuinely confident person becomes so by constantly seeking external validation and approval? Absolutely not. They generate that approval internally. They bestow it upon themselves. So, reward your hard work, perhaps with a favorite coffee. Diligently record your achievements, big and small, in a journal. Consistently give yourself credit where it's due. Even if you're still in the learning phase, adopt the mindset and language of a champion. Because when you consciously celebrate yourself, your brain receives an unmistakable, potent message. I am valuable. I am constantly growing. I am immensely proud of the person I am becoming. This, my friend, is the fertile ground where true, lasting confidence is born. Embrace humility and be open to learning from everyone. Acknowledge this fundamental truth. You do not, and cannot, know everything. Genuine confidence is never about putting on a facade of omniscience. In fact, a distinguishing trait among the most impactful and powerful individuals across the globe is their relentless commitment to learning, and often, from the most unexpected sources. True confidence manifests when you possess the secure inner footing to admit, "I don't know that specific thing. Would you be willing to teach me?" Contrast this with insecure individuals who often compensate by pretending to have all the answers. They rarely pose insightful questions, fail to truly listen, and merely nod along superficially, stifling their own intellectual and personal growth. Why? Because they are paralyzed by the fear of appearing less than intelligent or stupid. Yet, here's the profound irony. Asking thoughtful questions is the very pathway to acquiring wisdom. Consider this scenario. You're in a room full of diverse individuals. One person maintains a quiet demeanor but consistently poses profound, thought-provoking questions. Another dominates the conversation with verbose pronouncements, yet contributes little of substance, who, in the end, reveals greater intelligence. Undeniably, it's the one who listens intently and actively seeks to learn. Let me offer a tangible illustration. Countless individuals have gleaned life-altering insights and practical wisdom from conversations with taxi drivers, seasoned street vendors, attentive waiters, resilient farmers, or diligent janitors. These are people who have navigated the complex currents of life with an intensity and depth that no theoretical book could ever fully convey. Never look down upon anyone. Dispel the illusion that you have arrived at the peak of your knowledge or accomplishments. Every single person you encounter holds a unique piece of knowledge or perspective that you currently lack. Cultivate humility. Maintain an insatiable hunger for understanding. Ask questions, observe diligently, absorb new information, and relentlessly grow. That is the authentic essence of confidence. Initiate conversations and engage with new people. Here's a truth I want to shout. Open your mouth, and you will open your world. You simply cannot foster genuine confidence by retreating and staying confined within your comfort zone or your shell. You must actively choose to speak up. You must take the initiative to start conversations. You must courageously break the silence. It's common for many to feel apprehension about engaging with strangers. The mind races with questions. What if they judge me negatively? What if I utter something foolish or sound unintelligent? What if they simply ignore me? But I urge you to flip that script. What if they don't? What if this seemingly random stranger turns out to be a profound connection or even a future best friend? What if that single, spontaneous conversation unlocks a completely new, unforeseen opportunity? What if your entire life trajectory shifts simply because you had the courage to say hello? Confidence doesn't develop in comfort. It expands precisely when you willingly step into uncomfortable situations. So actively seek out these small, brave moments. Try this. The next time you're at a store, offer a genuine, kind remark to the cashier. At a bus stop, gently inquire about a stranger's day. At the gym, extend a sincere compliment on someone's diligent effort. In a class, whether in person or online, voice your thoughts. Hey, I really liked your idea. What are your thoughts on this perspective? You don't need a grand, pre-scripted reason to speak. You merely need the courage to try. True networking isn't about forced smiles or transactional exchanges. It's about cultivating an authentic openness to connect with people who possess the potential to unlock entirely new doors and possibilities for you. Every truly confident individual possesses this invaluable skill. They can enter a room, extend a handshake, engage meaningfully, and depart having cultivated new respect, and often, new connections. So make it a practice. Don't delay until you believe you're perfect or entirely ready. Start now, simply by saying hi, because every stranger you encounter represents a potential doorway to something novel and enriching. And confident people are precisely the kind of individuals who bravely walk through those doors. Assert power over pity, transform from victim to victor. This particular point resonates deeply within my heart, and I deliver it to you without embellishment. It's a difficult truth, raw and unvarnished, but profoundly real. Far too many individuals have, consciously or unconsciously, constructed a permanent residence within the confines of their pain. They perpetually rehash their problems, narrating a sad, repetitive story that plays on an endless loop. My life is inherently hard. No one ever truly helps me. I was deeply hurt. I'm just an unlucky person. I was born into poverty. I have absolutely no support system. Listen closely. Perhaps every single one of those statements is factually accurate. Perhaps life has indeed been undeniably cruel to you. Perhaps you have experienced profound betrayals or been utterly broken by circumstances. But regardless of your past, you now stand at a critical juncture with two stark choices. You can either remain entrenched as the victim of your circumstances, or you can ignite within yourself and become the fire, the agent of change. Because, irrespective of what was done to you, you are unequivocally responsible for what happens next. Confidence isn't born from having a flawless, untroubled past. It emerges from the unwavering power to declare, "This cycle of pain ends with me right here, right now. I refuse to carry its weight any longer. I will rise above it. Allow me to speak to you as a guiding voice, a big brother figure, and deliver this truth plainly. Cease the endless recitation of your sad story. Instead, pick up the pen of your own life and begin writing a bold, audacious new chapter. The world, quite simply, does not bestow its rewards upon those who merely complain. It reserves its greatest accolades for those who demonstrate the tenacity to fight. Be the person who can look their challenges squarely in the eye and assert, 'Yes, my story carries significant pain, but just watch me forge that pain into an unstoppable source of power. You are not and never have been defined by what happened to you. You are unequivocally what you decide to become today.' This very mindset, this unyielding determination, is the bedrock of true confidence. This mindset truly is fire. Start with what you have right now. This final principle is perhaps the most crucial, the one that distinctly separates the dreamers from the doers. Stop indulging in the procrastination of one day. Erase maybe later from your vocabulary. Discard the notion of waiting until when I'm ready. The time is now. Begin immediately utilizing every single resource, every single capability you currently possess. Don't have a perfect body? Start by simply walking. Concerned your English isn't fluent? Start speaking it even imperfectly. Lacking financial resources? Begin learning with the vast wealth of free books and online videos. Feeling unsupported by others? Choose to be your own most ardent supporter. Start small, yes, but start. It's natural for many to envision grand beginnings, but remember, every majestic oak tree commenced its journey as a humble seed. Every celebrated champion was once an uncertain beginner. Every articulate, confident speaker once wrestled with nervousness. Every supremely successful individual began their ascent with what seemed like nothing at all. Embrace courage. Therefore, strategically leverage everything you have at your disposal. Use your past pain as fuel. Harness your hunger for a better future. Capitalize on your free time. Even use your broken heart as a catalyst for empathy and resilience. Utilize your quiet nights for introspection or study. Work with your simple, cheap phone. Make the most of your small room as a private sanctuary for growth. Because when you actively engage with what you currently possess, the universe invariably begins to furnish you with more. Conversely, if you passively await ideal, perfect conditions, you will, without a doubt, die waiting. Join me in affirming this declaration aloud. I will no longer sit idly and wait. I will move. I will build. I will become. Start messy. Start scared. But above all, start now. Because the individuals who ultimately achieve victory are not necessarily the smartest, the wealthiest, or the most innately talented. They are, unequivocally, the ones who simply begin anyway. You do not require external permission to claim your inherent power. You don't need perfection as a prerequisite for beginning. What you truly need is an unyielding hunger, an internal fire that burns brightly, and an unwavering faith in the righteousness of your fight. So, step forward confidently, not as the person you once were, but as the magnificent, confident warrior you were intrinsically born to become. And if, for a moment, you feel that nobody else believes in you, please know that I will be the very first to say, I believe in you. Hear me clearly, your life absolutely can change. But for that transformation to occur, you must make a decisive choice. Do you wish to merely scroll through life passively? Or do you genuinely desire to grow? You are gifted with only one precious life. Resolve to make it strong. Make it bold. Make it exquisitely beautiful. Here, on this channel, our mission is to uncover and learn something profoundly powerful every single day. We share lessons designed to fundamentally shift your thinking. We tell stories crafted to touch your heart deeply. We provide insightful book summaries that instill new mindsets. We delve into the biographies of successful people to illuminate what is truly possible. And, perhaps most importantly, we offer English lessons that are designed to elevate and change your entire future. If your aspiration is to cultivate greater confidence, to speak English with enhanced fluency and poise, and to ultimately evolve into your absolute best self, then consider this your true home. I am not simply an instructor. I am walking this transformative journey right alongside you, every step of the way. So please don't just watch and then depart. Hit that subscribe button and become an integral part of our growing family. A community dedicated to building powerful minds, nurturing strong hearts, and forging unbreakable confidence. We do this one day at a time. Remember, the world truly belongs to those who commit to learning every single day. Will you choose to be one of them?